Hello everyone. Today we're going to do some practice questions to better understand angles. I hope this video helps you solve many other geometry questions. Before we start, I'm going to show you the solutions for our last homework. These homework questions were mentioned in the previous video where we studied about the volumes. If you look at this solution for the second question, I have the two terms 540 minus 15 pi meters cubed. Some of you might have calculated this and got around 492.88 meters cubed. That is totally fine. It's just in mathematics, people simply keep pi as it is and just don't bother themselves trying to get the values. So you can do this also. Just make sure that you put them in a parenthesis, the bracket, and write the unit outside of it, okay? Let's now start talking about the angles, which is today's topic. Question 1, find the angle. I don't know if you have seen this symbol before. This symbol is called theta. It's actually a Greek alphabet. People usually use this Greek alphabet to talk about the angles. So it's good to know. So we're given two parallel lines, and there's another line that's slicing them. Here we have 30 degrees angle. And how can we know about this angle? Think about it. The two lines are parallel to each other. If we are slicing them with a single line, we should be slicing them in the same way, right? Get it? So that being said, if this angle is 30 degrees, this one should also be 30 degrees, of course. And here's another thing. If we have two lines crossing each other, this angle, which is on the opposite side of this angle, should also have the same angle. Do you think it makes sense? I can prove this mathematically. So look at this angle. What do you think this angle is? 180 degrees. So what should be this one? Out of 180 degrees, this part took the 30 degrees, right? So the rest part should take the 150 degrees, right? So this one is 150 degrees. Now, look at this angle. What is this angle? Again, it's just a straight line, so 180 degrees. But this part was 150 degrees, right? So what should be this yellow part? 30 degrees. And indeed, this angle was the same one as the opposite side angle. So this is mathematically correct. The angle theta is 30 degrees. So again, because we're slicing two parallel lines, they must be parallel. With a single line, we should be slicing them in the same way. So this was 30 degrees. And as we just proved, the opposite side should also be 30 degrees. Wait, then does that mean this angle is also 30 degrees? Yes, it actually is. Question 2. Find all the angles. I meant theta 1, theta 2, and theta 3. This time, we still have two parallel lines, but they're tilted a little bit. Would that matter? No, it doesn't. They're still parallel to each other. So if we are slicing them with a single line, it should still slice them in the same way. So that immediately tells that theta 1 should be 70 degrees. Make sense? And what did I say about this opposite side angle? It should be the same angle. I mean, they do look the same angle size too, right? So theta 3 is also 70 degrees. Now we have the last one, which is the second angle. You could use either this line or this line. I'll use this line, which includes the yellow angle. But it really doesn't matter. You could also use the line that has the blue angle. Anyway, if this whole thing is 180 degrees, and this angle was 70 degrees, what should be the red angle? 180 minus 70 is equal to 110. So 110 degrees. And we have just found all the angles correctly. Moving on, question 3. Find the angle, which is theta. This question looks a bit complicated. But don't worry, it's not. So we have two parallel lines here. So can I say that this angle is 60 degrees? Of course. And again, this angle, which is on the opposite side, should also be 60 degrees, right? So I'll start writing down. This was 60 degrees. And the opposite side is also 60 degrees, right? And you probably know what this square means, right? This means it's a right angle, which is 90 degrees, right? And do you see anything? There's a triangle here. And you know how if we add all three angles in the triangle, it should be 180 degrees? So we have 60 degrees and 90 degrees. So what should be this one? Let's calculate. 180, which is the total, minus 60, minus 90. It is 30 degrees. So that means the theta should be equal to 30 degrees. Make sense? It wasn't that hard, no? Question 4 now. Again, find the angle. We have a blue theta here. And do you see these green marks here? This means this side and this side should have the same length. You know how we call this type of triangle? Isosceles triangle, right? And there exists another characteristic in an isosceles triangle. These two angles should be the same as well. So for now, just keep that in mind, okay? We'll need it. So starting from here, this side is 75 degrees. So this side should also be 75 degrees. And here, you may have missed this information. This side of the triangle and this line are parallel to each other. And it's like this bottom line is slicing them. What does that mean? That means this angle should also be 75 degrees. Correct? You see where I'm getting now. The total angle in a triangle should be 180 degrees. And because this is an isosceles triangle, this angle should also be 75 degrees, right? That means 180 degrees minus 75, which has been taken, and the other 75 taken by the right side and left side, it should equal to 30 degrees, which should correspond to this angle. So our theta angle should be 30 degrees. This is going to be our last practice question. This time, we have to find this red angle, starting from here. Here it says these two lines are parallel to each other, so that automatically means this should be 63 degrees, right? So I'll write it down. 63 degrees. Now, think about how we should get to this angle. Think. I'll give you a moment. To calculate this triangle, we have to get inside the triangle, right? Think about this one. What should be this angle? (180 degrees), which is a straight line, minus one side is, the outside is 63 degrees, so the inside, the other side, should be 117 degrees. Does this make sense? So this is 117 degrees. And as you can see, this is again an isosceles triangle, which means this angle and this angle should be the same angle. The total angle should be 180 degrees. So since we have used this 117 degrees already, I guess this is back to 63 degrees, right? So we have this angle left, but these two angles should be the same. So should we divide this angle by 2? Correct. So 63 divided by 2 is equal to 31.5 degrees. That means this angle should be 31.5 degrees, and this angle should also be 31.5 degrees, so that the total becomes 180 degrees. Make sense? So the answer is 31.5 degrees. I hope you like these practice questions. And now I'll give you a tiny homework. It's just 2 more questions. And I'll provide you their solutions in the next video. I'll see you again.